Atalanta beating Leverkusen.
Cooler or shocking? That's a real question there.
Cooler or shocking?
Massive upset alert. I don't think anyone, expected for Leverkusen to go out like this. Even, at the halftime, you're thinking 2-0, a dangerous scoreline. Leverkusen can easily come back, but no, I mean, I definitely knew that Atalanta would hold on to this, especially seeing how they played, at Anfield, and they went down 1-0 early there as well.
Yeah.
But they were able to hold out there, so I had a feeling that they were going to get it done here, and they did.
Yeah, they beat some good teams in the Europa League run, and they faced this Leverkusen team that everyone has at the top because of what they did in Germany. But now you come up with a question where, like, this team, it's a modern symbol of football. We combine, we link up, we're fast, we move forward, we all defend, we all go forward. And Atalanta did something that was very interesting. They went for the high pressure, all throughout the 90 minutes they were putting pressure on the defenders. And that's how they got, most of the balls. They were, Leverkusen wasn't able to combine very well with Xhaka, with Palacios. They were not able to get the ball, and Atalanta just took care of their chances.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that just speaks, Italian football right there. So good defensively, so good on the pressure, and the Xabi was not able to keep up with it. He was not able to excel on this pressure and the goals, man. We got to give so much credit to Lookman. He scored a hat-trick, which is actually the first hat-trick in the Europa League final since 1975. Jupp Heynckes, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, from Borussia Mönchengladbach, who scored a hat-trick in 1975 Europa League final. But, man, Lookman, those goals were absolutely insane.
He had a perfect game. And I was going to ask you, is that, I was thinking about this, but that's probably one of the best performances in a final that I've seen in a while.
That performance gave me a flashback to Falcao 2012. Final,
an amazing
dominance, absolute dominance.
Yeah, he didn't miss a pass. He dribbled very well. He was playing at a different speed than everyone. Like, even his teammates, they couldn't catch up with his speed of playing. And it's crazy that I don't know if you guys know this, but he won I think it was U20 World Cup with England, but now he plays for Nigeria. He transitioned. So in the final in that World Cup, they played against England, played against Venezuela. It was in 2017. It was pretty bad for me. But I remember watching that team. I had Foden as well. Yeah. So that's why I've been saying, I've been following Foden for a while.
So Musiala was probably on that team as well.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't know who was the goalkeeper, but yeah, Lookman was there, Foden was there.
That's a crazy squad.
Wow. Yeah. I think I remember that World Cup you're talking about. But I mean, and then on top of everything is we have to take into consideration the storyline, bro. Like, Leverkusen were the favorites. Like, if nobody, Atalanta I think got 15 defeats this season in the Serie A, so nobody was hoping the Atalanta to break the unbeaten record for Leverkusen. If they would have won this one, I think they have one more match in the Pokal final. Yeah, that would have been it. Yeah, they would have gone the entire season undefeated, which would have been insane. But of course, the storyline does not reach that point because it changes. Yeah, Atalanta 3-0.
It's the first trophy in 61 years for Atalanta. They won a European tournament before winning Serie A, which is insane. Just imagine winning a Champions League before winning La Liga or something, or the Prem. It's crazy, but I mean, they were able to do it. And I was gonna say, but we're gonna have, I think, 6 Serie A teams in the next Champions League.
Oh yeah, Roma's in.
Yeah, so obviously, Atalanta winning, they go directly to the Champions League. What does Serie A need, or can they ever become the best league in the world? Because I feel like there was a point in history where they were the best league, on top of La Liga and on top of the Prem. Yeah. But what do they need to go back to there?
Keep doing what they're currently doing, honestly. In Europe, teams like Atalanta in the Champions League, they weren't really great, but they'll have more teams. They'll have more possibilities to get 2 teams into the quarters, into the semis of the Champions League. It's possible, but I mean, they're gonna have to look to bring in some targets. Maybe some of these teams like Roma reinforce themselves so that they can try and get out of their group and make a good run in the Champions League. I would say that the furthest they could possibly go is probably quarters, realistically. But yeah, I mean, the more teams that they have in the Champions League, the more possibilities obviously they'll have. So the league will keep growing.
Yeah,
I just feel like it really does come I feel like leagues have been really taken out of perspective, especially like with situations like this. Like we have an Italian team against a German team in the Europa League final. We have a Champions League final with a German team, obviously Real Madrid or whatever. But I just feel like the Premier League makes so much noise because they have big money to spend, and that big money makes big money players, not necessarily, and it makes a player worth big money, but they pay big money for those players, and that brings in eyes, that brings attention and stuff. But the other leagues, they're just not like that. But if they continue to do this kinds of like stuff, like if it's like the Bundesliga almost getting an unbeaten run, and then it's like in the Serie A, like Atalanta winning a trophy after so many years, finally getting Europe. It's just like these little small accomplishments and like milestones that will take them a long way.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the Prem being the best league in the world, but
Yeah, in European
in Europe, we
competition-
don't see them.
Yeah.
We just don't see them.
Yeah, to me, the big thing, obviously, money is a big thing. But if you really compare, obviously, something really attractive about the Prem is the Big Six, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at Italy, I mean, they have their own Big Six. I mean, they have Juventus, which is the biggest club in Italy to me, and they have AC Milan and they have Inter, two amazing clubs. And then you have Roma, Napoli, and then in the sixth position, I'll put either Torino or Lazio or Fiorentina.
Yeah.
There's
So
competition.
there is a big six that it can easily match up against the Prem.
Yeah.
So it's all about the investments. And at the end of the day, something really good about the Prem is that you can watch, a team in relegation play against a mid-table team, and it's still gonna be an interesting match because they both like to attack and they both like to go forward. And yeah, the defense is not as good, but that's something that happens when you have money to spend and you have players who bring in that mentality that we have to score goals, we have to go forward, and that's something I would love to see in the Serie A.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And Atalanta, trying to keep it rolling as they re-sign or rather extend the contract for their coach. Yeah, Gasperini after winning a trophy after 61 years. So definitely Atalanta, going there. And then Xabi Alonso already said that he's going to stay another season with Leverkusen. He's going to go to Champions League football with them. He's going to play again in the
That's gonna be
Bundesliga.
awesome.
And